to type slash home, then only it's coming. No, sir. When I type the base URL, home page should come automatically. If I type the base URL itself, I should get the home page. This is my requirement, right? Online students, are you there? 915. Okay, what is that? 515. 515. Yeah. Close all editors. Yeah. Tell me what is the next thing, guys? What's the next thing to worry about? What's the next thing to worry about? Yeah, this is my first application. I'm running through external or whatever is external server or whatever that is. Run as what is there? Java application or run on server. Say next. Save finish. Say next, save finish. Say next, save finish. Slash home. Welcome to Spring Boot MVC is coming there, but I'm typing home. I don't want to type. And I type base URL. How I'm typing Amazon.in. That is called a domain name, guys, which is linked with the base URL, right? Because the end users cannot remember lengthy URLs, na? That's why they link it with the domain name. That one you have to purchase the domain name linked with the base URL. Okay, to do this one, there is a DNS, domain naming service. Okay, so that's commercial aspect, business aspect. All right, but I'm ready to type up to base URL, but not the home. Then what should I do? Very simple. Try to take that handler method request path as a slash, just a slash. So that's the default request path, guys. If nothing is matched, that will execute automatically. Okay, let's stop this. Stop it, guys. Java resources, guys. That's good. Show home controller, my dear. That's again good. Okay, let's keep this one as it is. Here is my what? Copy this, paste it. Where is this, guys? Slash. Where is this, guys? Slash. Right click, run on server. Say next, save finish. At this time, am I typing any home, guys? No. It's because of what? Default request path, guys. Super, guys. This is one more improvisation. So now onwards for home page, no need of taking separate request path. We can simply take slash r not there. It's an important improvisation, guys. We almost every day we use it, all right? Okay. Okay, but just getting home page or some page. but I want to pass data from handler method to view component so that I can display the result, right? Context path will work only for embedded server. Context path only for embedded server. For external server, project name comes as context path na boss. Rajpal Yashwant Reddy, use brain ra. For external server, project name becomes context path. Okay, cool. The whatever context path we have given in application dot property, that will work only for embedded server. For external server, actually not required, guys. Okay, class content. 1103, guys. Where is this? 1103. Class content. Where is this? Spring. Where is that? 515. Okay. Spring Boot MVC. What is it, guys? 515 Spring Boot MVC. So there, what we got, guys? There, what we got is session 4 and 5. No, session 3 we completed, guys. Session 2 we completed, but session 3 is not completed. Yes. Code flow, first application development. MVC flow that is done for, I think we completed this one, boss. No, we done everything. Small improvisation is there. Yeah, this is slash. There's a last topic, right? Okay. And we completed that one also now, boss. Okay. Yeah. Next one, 4 and 5. Yeah. Data rendering. This is very important, guys. Concentrate. Bit technical also. Main method, we design string ARGS. Fine. And we are passing command line arguments, taking command line arguments, making them as string array is my worker, JVM worker. Okay. We design catch block with exception E. Whenever problem is raised, creating exception object and calling catch block having that object is my responsibility. JVM responsibility. That's good. We don't do that. Okay, man. Service method of servlet, we design the request and response objects. So whenever a servlet object is ready for processing request, creating request comma response object and calling service method having those request and response object is my responsibility or container response. That's good. Who calls who calls handler method of the handler class? Dispatcher servlet. Suppose I designed that handler method with some parameter. So creating parameter related object and calling that method, having that object is my responsibility or container responsibility? I want reply, boss. Is my responsibility or dispatcher servlet responsibility? Dispatcher servlet responsibility. You just mention parameter, but you cannot mention everything, guys. 25 plus possible parameters are there. One of them you have to specify, right? When you specify one of them, taking that parameter type and creating equivalent object and calling handler method having that object is the responsibility of the dispatcher servlet or not, guys? Okay, now listen carefully. I want to pass data from controller class handler method to JSP view component. This is my requirement. Controller class handler method to JSP view component. This is my real requirement. Okay, boss. I want to keep the data common shared memory that will be created for every request. Shared memory, right? Okay. Handler method keeps in shared memory and same shared memory is accessed by JSP. Come on, guys. So that the data given by handler method indirectly coming to what JSP. JSP can take the data and format the data or not there. Formatted data goes to dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet sends to browser as response, and in the browser that will be displayed as a web page, right? But by default, this shared memory will not be created. It will be created only when you keep certain parameter. What parameter? Certain parameter in the handler method. Array, catch block. Okay, JVM is every time creating exception object or only when exception is raised and that too by seeing exception E in the catch block. Exception is raised that too to satisfy exception E in the catch block, right? Container every time creates request and response object or only by seeing what? Service method request and response objects as parameters. Only by seeing service method request and response as the parameters, right, my dear? Only by seeing service method request comma response as the parameter. I hope you thoroughly convinced with me, guys. Come on, everyone. Only by seeing what? Request and response objects as the parameters in the service method. Okay, guys, now listen. There is a shared memory called binding aware model map. What is that? Binding aware model map. Directly, indirectly, it is implementing map interface. Right? Through interface reference variable, I can refer any implementation class object. If handler method parameter type is map, then dispatcher servlet automatically creates what? Binding aware model map object as a shared memory. It calls the handler method having that object. If I put some data into that object, okay, it's a shared memory that is visible and accessible in what? JSP. JSP can take it and process it. Come on, guys. And formatted the data, it can send to dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet sends to browser. Dispatcher servlet definitely sends to what? Browser. So this is the basic point that we have to remember or not, guys. This is the basic point that you need to understand. Okay, guys. Shall we see, guys? Okay. Yeah, the process of passing data, handler class, handler method to JSP view component is technically called data rendering. What is that? Is technically called as what? Data rendering. Okay, guys. Data rendering. Data rendering. Process of passing data. Handler class, handler method to JSP view component is technically and literally called as what? Data rendering. For this, we try to put the data in shared memory and that from the JSP will access the data from the shared memory. Handler method puts the data in shared memory. I want to give money to you. Number one, directly give. Number two, keep with a common friend. I put in common friend, you collect from common friend. So indirectly I am giving to you only, na? The shared memory is like a common friend now. The shared memory is like what? Common friend. Because that memory is common for handler method of handler class and JSP. Because its scope is request, right? Its scope is what? Request. For every request, one shared memory will be created if the parameter type is what? Map. 10 requests, 10 shared memories are created if the parameter type is what? Map. Are you getting my point there or not there? Okay. Here is my what? Show home controller. Here is my what? Show home controller. Here is what? Map string comma object. Where is that map? Control plus shift plus O. Control plus shift plus O. Public string home map string comma object map, guys. Okay. Now I will try to print the shared memory name first. What is this? Shared memory. What is there? Shared memory object class name. Not get class. What dot but not get class. Super, guys. Put the data in what is their shared memory. Put the data in shared memory as that model means data. Model attributes. They are technically called as what? Model attributes. As model attributes. Tell me, Paul, what is there? Map dot put. What dot put, guys? Map dot put. What is that? Map dot put. System date. What is there? System date. Some name. Here is what? New date. Okay. It looks like I'm putting in map collection. No, this map is referring to what? Shared memory created by dispatcher servlet. There I am. This is attribute name. This is value. Key value pairs, right? Okay. That's a good news, guys. Now, JSP want to access it. Okay, to access it, that too without writing Java code, we have to take the support of expression language. What is that? EL. Otherwise, we should write Java code in JSP. But writing Java code in JSP is a bad practice. To overcome that one, and we replace JSP with other technologies later. Because commonly everyone knows JSP. That's why I'm starting with the JSP. Super. SRC, where is this? Main, web app, WebINF, pages. Here is my what? Welcome.jsp. What.jsp, guys? Okay. Yeah, to work with expression language, first of all, I have to ask JSP container recognize expression language. What is that? Recognize expression language. At the rate page is EL ignored is equal to false. But understanding my statement, is EL ignored is equal to false. Okay, that's great. Okay, here tell me guys, what is the story, my dear? Yeah, expression language. Dollar flower bracket is like placeholder symbols of what? This one. Okay, Cicidate, bold, italic, Cicidate, attribute value, dollar, flower bracket. What is there, guys? Cicidate. Okay, dollar, flower bracket, this. Bold, italic. Here is my italic. Cicidate attribute value, dollar cicidate. That's great, my dear. That's great. Right click, guys. Run on server. Say this. Say next. Say finish. Yeah. See, guys, system date is coming or not there. Okay, now what's actually happening? Handler mapping component gives handler method signature to dispatcher servlet having map parameter. Dispatcher servlet creates shared memory, binding aware model map object. While calling handler method, it calls the handler method having that object as the argument. Inside the handler method, we are putting what? Sysdate attribute having system date inside the shared memory. So inside the shared memory. Later logical view name to dispatch servlet, view resolver, it is going to view component. So inside the JSP, we kept what dollar sysdate. What did? Dollar sysdate. It looks for sysdate in all the scopes. First page scope. In the current page, is there any attribute called sysdate? Not there. Then it searches in what? Request scope. I already said. Shared memory default scope is what? Request scope. Right? So inside that, sysdate is there or not there, guys? There. It will submit the key and gets the value. So that's value. So indirectly we are passing data from where? Handler method to view component or not, guys? This is technically called as a data rendering or not there. Sir, what's the guarantee? Map is not pointing to hash map. Map is pointing to what? Binding aware model map only. What is that? It is pointing to what? Binding aware model map only, right? So we'll be having that query in your brain or not there, guys. Binding aware model map only. What's the guarantee for that? Okay. So let's see, guys. Here is my. What's the class name of the shared memory object, guys? Binding aware model map. What is there? Binding aware model map. So my theory and practical is matching over there or not there, guys? What do you say, my dear? Okay, now let us understand point by point here. No hurry, no worry, guys. Everyone focus. The process of passing data from controller class to view component by keeping in one or other scope is called what? Data rendering. For data rendering, we need to keep data in model attributes in controller class. We need to keep data in model attribute of what? Controller class. Model attribute of controller class. Super. And we need to read these model attributes in JSP view component with the support of what? EL. What is that? Expression language. EL. Nothing but what? Expression language. Okay, boss. Super. For every request given to Spring MVC application, the dispatcher servlet creates what? One special object called binding aware model map object having request scope. The handler method of controller class can access that object as param type map collection as shown below. Okay, here important. Dispatcher servlet create this shared memory only when it gets what? Binding aware model map class hierarchy class. Model map class hierarchy class or interface as what? Parameter type. Either that class or its hierarchy classes as what? Parameter. In controller class what? Handler method. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay. If we design handler method of controller or handler class with possible set of parameters, then creating respective object based on the type of the params and calling handler method having what? Respective objects as arguments will be taken care by whom, guys? Dispatcher servlet. Will be taken care by whom, guys? Dispatcher. Array. Calling main method by having given argument, command line arguments as string array is taken care by whom, guys? JVM. Calling main method, come on, by passing relevant object as exception object and passing to catch block is taken care by whom, guys? Yes, JVM only. But in this case, dispatcher servlet take care of that. In this case, dispatcher servlet take care of. Are you getting my point, my dear? Okay. Number one, we passed the request. Number two, dispatcher servlet taps and takes the request. Number three, hand over the request to handler mapping. Okay. Number four, come on. It will search for a handler method whose request path is what? Process. Whose request path is what? Process. Come on, my dear. whose request path is processed. Okay. It will gather this handler method signature, controller class bean ID, gives to whom dispatcher servlet, that is A5. Okay, now concentrate. So in it submits controller class bean ID to IOC container, gets controller class object. It notices map parameter is there in what? Okay, handler method. So it will create one shared memory or not there, A6, and calls what? Handler method, A7. But calls handler method having this shared memory as argument value or not there. Okay. So handler method now is having access to shared memory. In the shared memory, I kept how many model attributes, guys? Two model attribute. Attribute one, val one. Attribute two, val two. How many model attributes I kept, my dear? Two. Attribute one, val one. Attribute two, val two. In the shared memory, how many model attributes I kept? Two. So here also I kept two model attributes or not, guys? Say something, my dear. I want reply, guys. In this shared memory, how many model attributes I kept, guys? Two model attributes I kept, right? Attribute name, attribute value. They kept here means indirectly kept in shared memory only, na? Okay. So now they are there in shared memory. Shared memory scope is what? Request scope. We are returning logical view name A9. Comes to dispatcher let A10. Goes to view resolver A11. It will it will identify name and location of the view object A12. Yes or no, na boss? It is simply identifying what? Name and location of the view object or not, guys? It is simply identifying name and location of the view object. That is this one. This view object comes to dispatcher servlet A13. Okay. Now it will execute the JSP view component A14. So, and there I am trying to use expression language to read it. In all scope, in request scope, it found what? Shared memory. From shared memory, it reads them are not there. Okay. Once reading is over, okay, generated output will go to whom, guys? Dispatcher servlet. That is A15. That output goes to browser as what? Response A16, right? And that output will be displayed in the browser as a dynamic web page are not there. That is A7. Their model attributes will be displayed or not displayed, guys. Their model attributes will be displayed or will not be displayed, guys. Definitely model attributes will be displayed, no doubt in that, right? Okay. Okay, guys. So I hope you understood how the things are happening. Once again, see the flow. Number one, we are giving requests, guys. Number two, dispatch servlet rapid and tag slow. A3, hand over the request to handler mapping. 4, it looks for a handler method whose request path is process. Finds here, it will gather controller class bean ID, handler method signature, and passes to dispatcher servlet, my dear. That is done by this. Okay, submits the controller class bean ID, gets the controller class object from IOC container. That is also part of A5. A6. In handler method signature, it noticed what? Map. It noticed what? Map as the parameter, right? It noticed what? Map as the parameter. Are you getting my point there or not there? Okay, guys. So it passing that map, by seeing that map, it creates empty shared memory. Initially, it is empty. Assume that's empty, right? Okay, boss. Tell me now. So now it will call this handler method having the shared memory as the argument value. So indirectly, handler method has got access to shared memory. In that one, how many keys and values it is keeping? 2. So the keeping here is equal to keeping in shared memory or not? Keeping here also keeping in the shared memory or not, guys? Come on. Super guys. Next word. Returns logical view name. It will return what? Logical view name. So this is logical view name. This returns what? Logical view name. So that logical view name goes to whom? Dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet passes to whom? View resolver. View resolver gives view object. Come on. View resolver gives what? View object. Having name and location of what? Physical view component are not there. Name and location of physical view component. So that view object goes to whom guys? Dispatcher servlet. That view object goes to whom guys? Dispatcher servlet. Are you getting my point there? Okay, what is next one, boss? What is next one? I want reply, guys. Dispatcher servlet locates the view component, executes it. There it is reading what? Model attribute using expression language or not, guys? Reading model attributes using expression language. Reading model attributes using what? Expression language. Okay. Whatever output that comes after reading goes to dispatcher servlet. Dispatcher servlet sends to whom? Browser as a response. And they will be displayed in the browser as a dynamic web page or not, yes. They simply literally displayed in the browser as a dynamic web page or not, guys. Say something, my dear. Come on. Super. The binding aware model map object, shared memory having request scope can be referred by either one of its what? Hierarchy class or interface reference variable, because superclass reference variable can refer one of its subclass object or what? Interface reference variable can refer one of its what? Implementation class object. What guys? One of its implementation class object. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. Super boss. Tell me. The handler method of controller class can refer binding aware model map object. What object, guys? Binding aware model map object by taking the parameter of following type. By taking the parameter of what? Following type. These many possible parameters are there. Why, sir? Are in binding aware model map, all these are there in the hierarchy or not there? Binding aware model map, extended model map, linked hash map, abstract map object. And abstract map is implementing map interface. This is implementing model interface. So I can pass all these things as parameter type. These interface also as parameter type. These interfaces also as the parameter type. Guys, okay. If the handler method is designed having one of the listed parameter type, then dispatcher servlet creates what? Binding aware model map class object as the shared memory on one per request given to handler method basis. A design having one of the listed parameter, dispatcher servlet creates what, guys? Binding aware model map class object as the shared memory on one per request given to handler method basis. Given to what, guys? Handler method basis. Convinced, my dear? Okay. Okay, let me practically confirm all this stuff. I'm copying this, guys. I am copying this. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. I don't want to disturb first application code. Let's do all the things by taking what? Copy of the first application as the second application. That's a good thought, right? Too many things in single application, not good for health. Yeah. Copy this, paste it, boot MVC pros 2. What is that? Okay, not second application. Data rendering. What is that? Data rendering basics. Right now we are learning basics. That's why we can say what? Data rendering basics. Understanding my statement, guys. Come on, everyone. Data rendering basics. Data rendering basics. Tell me here what is the story, guys? First of all, let me change the context path of the project. Properties, web project settings. Yes. What is there? 02. What is there? Data rendering basics. Apply here. Okay. Apply and close. What we have placed there is what? Data rendering basics. Is done or not done, boss? Okay, that's great. Simply, literally, we have gone for it. Okay, first practice. Controller. And though I launched first, guys, this is the best. Taking map as the parameter is best. Map is what? Generic Java, core Java one. No Spring API touch, right? So, okay, first one. Map, tell me, string object comma map. Okay, here is what? Sys out. Shared memory. Shared memory object class. Shared memory object class name. Get class. Shared memory object class name. That is what? Get class. Okay. Super, guys. Tell me now. Add model attributes to shared memory. Add model attributes to shared memory. We're adding model attributes to shared memory or not there. Map dot put. What dot put, guys? Map dot put. What is there? Sysdate. New data. Control plus shift plus O. Okay, here is what? Return welcome. Data rendering basics, guys. Tell me. Run on server. Say next. Remove all. Save finish. Save all. Remove all. Save finish. Yeah, tell me here what is there. Enter key. We are getting the data or not there. Okay, fine. This is already discussed, guys. That's not a great news. Okay. Now, what I do is, why all parameter types directly I will take same type, guys? Array, why to refer? No, it's a good practice, no doubt. Okay. Super. Here, binding aware model map object. Not all this stuff, guys. What is this? Binding aware. What is there? Model map. Binding aware model map. Shared memory. This. Binding aware model map, guys. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on, everyone. Super. Binding aware model map. Right click. Tell me. Run on server. Say this. Say next. Say finish. Here is the story. What is the story, guys? Oh, welcome to Spring Boot MVC. We are getting it or not there? So what does it mean, my dear? Okay, we can pass the same class name as the parameter type. It's possible or not there? Okay. I will take its super class as the parameter type. What is there? Array, best is working with the map, no doubt. But I'm telling all this thing for knowledge sake. Okay, there is something called extended model map now, boss. Extended model map. Am I right? Yeah. Extended model map dot put is there or not there, guys? Map dot put this. Right click, guys. Where is this? Run on server. Say this. Say next. Say finish. Say next. Say finish. Here is what, guys? Here is what? Output is coming over here or not there? I want reply from you people. Output is coming over here or not there? System attribute value. Thursday, May 22, this one. Okay, this is the one thing. And not only this one, we can take the respect to implemented interfaces as the parameter type. The respect to implemented interfaces as what? Parameter type. That's great news now, my dear. Yes. Say paste. Enter this. Public string show home. Public string show home. Tell me here. Model. Public string show home. Model. I'm simply taking what? Model here. Okay. That's good. In this place, what is the one we are taking, guys? Copy this, say paste. Shared memory, what is there, guys? Model dot, what dot, guys? Model dot get class. Add, what is this? Model attributes to shade. Okay. Yeah, tell me here. Model dot. Yeah, here we don't have put method, guys. We don't have put method. Here, what is there? Add attribute. What attribute? Add attribute. In this place, what is there? Sysdate. What's the attribute value, guys? New data. New data. That's good. Return LVN, logical view name. Here is what? Return welcome. Here is what, guys? Return welcome. That's great. Right click on it. Run on server. Tomcat 11. Save finish. Save OK. Save finish. Save OK. Yeah, slash home. Welcome to this. That means we can access the shared memory by having different types of parameters. But out of all these things, what is good? Map is. You can take hash map also. You can take what? Hash map also. But basically we are able to understand, okay, when object can be referred by using its own class reference variable, inheritance hierarchy classes reference variable, or implemented interfaces reference variable. Why are you preferring map only, sir? And a map is core Java 1. It helps us to maintain our code as a non-invasive or not, guys. That means loosely coupled with the Spring API or not, guys. Okay. That's the reason. Example 1. In example 1, I am taking one, guys, map. Okay, that's good. Example 2, model. Here add attribute we are taking. Fine. Example 3, model map. Model map is one more what? Interface, that is add attribute. Next. So different possibilities I have taken are not there. But whatever you take, all of them are referring to what? Common shared memory. What is that? Huh? Common shared memory. What is that, guys? Okay, binding aware model map object. What object, guys? Binding aware model map object. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Now tell me, sir, why I should take binding aware model map as the parameter type? If I take return type, what's your problem? I can think about taking return type of the handler method also, na? Okay, there are two headaches, but I will tell first. Number one, we are losing control on logical view name, right? And if you remove return type string and you are keeping map as the return type, you are keeping what is there? Extended model map as the return type, model map as the return type, model as the return type, right? So are you can you have multiple return types for method? No. So we are losing string. You are losing string means you don't have control on logical view name. Number two. Sir, if it is parameter, dispatcher servlet creates the object and passes the object as argument value. If it is return type of handler method, you should create, na boss. Come on. You should create. That means creating object earlier is taken by whom? Dispatcher servlet. Now you should take care or not there. Then why are you teaching, sir? To tell that this much heavy is there. This is not industry standard, only to tell that. Tomorrow, if we get the thought, I will take, what is that? Map, model map as the return type. Okay, model as the return type. Binding aware model map as, I'm not saying you cannot take. Because of the two headaches are there. Headache number one. Okay. We don't have control on logical view name. You have to work with the default logical view name. What is that, you know? If no logical name is written, the request path itself becomes logical view name. So in that process, we cannot take slash as the logical view name or request path because slash is in slash as view component is meaningless now, boss. We cannot take a slash as the request path because what happens, guys? The request path itself becomes logical view name. Number two, creating shared memory should be done explicitly by the programmer, which is always quite complex process or not, guys. Okay, you see one example, then you'll understand. Okay, I'm commenting this. I'm taking this, guys. Request mapping slash home. I'm not taking string. I'm taking what? Model as the return type. No need of taking this parameter now, my dear. Okay. Create shared memory. Earlier we are accessing dispatcher servlet created shared memory. This time we are creating shared memory on our own. Create shared memory. Tell me how to create the shared memory. Model is equal to new new extended model map. Some there's interface na. Okay. Model dot add attribute. Model dot add attribute. Where is this? Sysdate. What's the value, guys? New data. Model dot. What is there? Add attribute. Model dot add attribute is some number 50. Yeah, I take 100. What goes wrong? Fine. Okay. Yeah. Can we, then we have to say return model only, na? Yeah. If handler method is not returning logical view name, if handler method is not returning logical view name, the request path itself becomes what? Logical view name. The request path itself becomes what? Logical view name. Convinced, my dear? Come on, everyone. Okay. The request path itself becomes what? Logical view name. What is the request path, guys? Okay. If the handler method, if the handler method is not returning what, guys? If the handler method is not returning logical view name, then the request path itself, the request path itself becomes logical view. The request path itself becomes what? Logical view. Okay. But logical prefix plus logical view name plus suffix. But right now it looks to take home.jsp as the view component. But do you have home.jsp, guys? Do you really have home.jsp with us, my dear? Not there. SRC, main, web app, webinf, pages, here is welcome.jsp, file save as, here I am taking what? Home.jsp. What.jsp, guys? Home.jsp. Yes, my dear. Where is this? Here I am typing the word home.jsp. Here I am typing the word home.jsp. Right. Right click, run on server, say next, say finish. Okay. Data rendering basics. It is trying to take home.jsp. There we are getting model attributes, but right now we are printing only one model attribute. Okay. Shall we see another model attribute also, guys? Is attribute value is. Okay. Here is what? Dollar is. Here is what? Dollar is. That's good. Right click, tell me. Run on server. Say Tomcat 10. Say finish. Yeah. Here is what is that, guys? Yeah, is model attribute 100 has come or not there? Yeah, what are the problems here? Problem number one, you should create shared memory manually. We should know it's a technique of creating shared memory. Number two, We don't have control on logical view name. Because of that, request path itself becoming what? Logical view name. Number three. Array, request path is becoming logical view name means can I take slash as the request path? You try to take that. You try to take that. So can you have slash dot JSP as the file name? Okay, you try that. You try that. Show home controller. Show home controller. That's great. Here is what? Yeah. At the rate request mapping slash. Yeah, here is my what, guys? Data rendering basics. Data rendering basics. Say next, say finish. Yeah, here is what? Actually, home, not coming. Slash, it's giving empty because there is no page at all slash dot JSP. Can we take slash dot JSP? It's a technically wrong or not there. It's a technically invalid. So the full and final conclusion from my side is the full and conclusion is there are three limitations. That's why we don't prefer. Okay. If you do map as the return type, same story I have to do now, boss. Suppose I have taken home only. I have taken what? Home only. This time the return type is what? Map. Same map. Okay. Return type is map. If return type is map, tell me. String comma object. String comma object. Okay. Tell me guys. Map. What is there? String comma object. Map is equal to. What is there? New hash map. I created hash map object or not there. Yeah, tell me here what is this? Map dot put. What dot put guys? Map dot put. Next. Map dot put. Map dot put. Map dot put. Here what is there? Return map. Map dot put. Map dot put. And here what we are saying is return map. That's great. Right click, tell me. Run on server, say this, say finish. Say this, say finish. Yeah, tell me here what is there slash. We are getting it or not? It's really happening or not, guys? Come on, I want reply, boss. That's great. Okay. This is the whole process that we have to focus, my dear. Come on. This is the whole process that will take place, guys. Yeah, model is the return type. Check it out. If controller class handler method is not returning logical view name, then the handler method request path itself becomes what? Default logical. For example, if request path is slash home, the default logical view name is what? Home. The default logical view name is what? Home. Right. taking map as the return type of the handler method. So we are taking map as a return type. I created shared memory explicitly here. Process itself becomes what? Logical view name. Process itself becomes what? Logical view name. If handler method is not having string return type and finds no facility for returning logical view name, then it takes what? A request path itself logical view name. If, for example, return type of handler method is what? Map or model or hash map or other than string. Then request path given in what? At the rate request path itself automatically becomes what? Logical view name. Automatically becomes what, guys? Logical view name. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on, everyone. Okay. So this is what we need to understand, guys. Okay. Taking model and view, old style, guys. Very, very old style. As a return type of the handler method. Okay, here we have to create shared memory manually, but in the along with the shared memory, you are also giving logical view name. So logical view name is in your control, guys. Here logical view name is what? In your control. But it's a old one. Model and view is the class given by Spring API. Your code is becoming tightly coupled with the Spring API or not, guys? Here your code is becoming tightly coupled with the Spring API or not, guys? This is solving one problem. Okay, you have a control on logical view name, but model and view is a predefined class given by Spring API. Taking that one as a return type, indirectly making your code as what? Tightly coupled code with the Spring API. What code, go ahead? Tightly coupled code with what? Spring API. Are you getting my point, guys? Tightly coupled code. Now let's take that, guys. Old style. From in the beginning, when annotations were not there, fixed return type used to have for handler method. That is what model and view. Still they are continuing, boss. Okay, for continue support for legacy. It is not a recommendation. Compared to taking other return type other than string return type, this is better because where we have a bit control on logical view name. Okay, guys, tell me here what is this model and view? Model and view. Create shared memory. Model and view MOV is equal to new model and view of. That's good. MOV dot, what dot, guys? MOV dot add object. Attribute name. What is there? Sysdate. What is there, guys? New date of. MOV dot add object. Attribute name. Tell me. Is value is what? Some new random number. New random dot next int of 100. Next int of 100. Yeah. Next one. Set to LVN. Mov dot. Yeah. Set to view name. We can have mov dot set to view name, logical view name. Here we have control on logical view. Model and view. Model means data, model attributes. So here MOV itself acts as a shared memory, not other shared memory. MOV itself acts as a shared memory. Okay, return MOV. Right click, run on server, this, say next, say finish. Yeah, tell me here what is there. Okay, we are getting both. Maybe there I am not displaying second model attribute. Let me display the second model attribute also. This is my welcome.jsp. Save this. Save this. Second model attribute, this is not happening. So close all editors. That's good. Yeah, where is this? Data rendering basics, guys. Run on server. This. Say next. Say finish. Say OK. Okay, guys. Where is this? We are getting model attributes are not there. That time, this time it is taking welcome.jsp as the logical view name. Welcome.jsp as a view component. That means we have a control on logical view name, guys. Right. This is solving only one problem. But remaining all aspects, taking parameter is good, return type is good. Yeah. Shared memory as parameter is good, return type is good. Limitations of taking model, model map, hash map, and etc. And etc. means what? Other than string, guys. And etc. is nothing but other than string. As the return type of the handler method. Simply as the return type of the handler method. Okay, guys. Number one problem. We need to create and return shared memory having model attributes manually in the handler method. Who is creating more shared memory by using new operator programmer? No control on what? Logical view name. That means it takes request path of the handler method itself as what? Logical view name. Default logical view name. Next number C. The DS created default shared memory. What guys? The DS created what? Default shared memory. Binding aware model map object will be wasted completely. Will be wasted completely. If at all it is created, it will be wasted completely. We cannot take request path of handler method as what? Slash. Can we take request path of handler method as slash, guys? No. Not. If the return type of handler method is what? Model and view. All the above problems are there except what? B problem. All the above problems are there except what? B problem. Model and view is a legacy class and not recommended to use. Model and view is a legacy class and what? Not recommended to use. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on, everyone. Okay. Advantages of taking map, model, and etc. as the parameter types of the handler method. So I'm talking about advantages of taking map, model, and etc. as the parameter types of the handler method. Okay, na boss? Okay, right now we are preferring to take this one. We need not to create shared memory manually to place model attribute. Who will create? DS. DS means what? Dispatcher servlet. We can use a DS created shared memory to place model attribute. That means the DS created shared memory will not be wasted. Do you think the DS created shared memory will be wasted, guys? Do you really think the DS created shared memory will be wasted, my dear? Will never be wasted, guys. Okay, next one. By taking A return type as what? Java.lang.string. We can control what? Classical view name. We can take request path of the handler method as what? Slash r not, guys. Array, four advantages. Who is creating shared memory? Dispatcher. And we can add model attribute in the DS created shared memory. Okay, next one. We can take return type as string and we get control on logical view name. Next, guys. We can take what? We can take what, guys? Request path as slash in special situations. That is purely possible or not, guys? Forget about all this stuff. The best signature for handler method is this. This is the best signature to design the handler method or not, guys? The best signature of handler method in most of the situations is public. String is the return type to get control on logical view name, method name. Okay, first see lot of parameters can be there, but for the sake of shared memory, map and other parameters can be there. But for the sake of shared memory, map is required or not required. Along with the shared memory, I need request object. Pass the second parameter as HTTP request. I want a response object. Pass the third parameter as what? HTTP servlet response. What is there, guys? HTTP servlet response. That's it, guys. Nothing great there. Come on. Okay. Now let's. What happens if return type of the handler method is what? Void. If return type of the handler method is void, what happens, guys? It will take, nothing will happen, but it will take what? Request path of the handler method as the default logical view name or not there. So that time, what about shared memory? You can pass it as a parameter. You can get through what parameter? Okay. Show home controller, guys. What controller? Show home controller. Show home controller. That's great. Say paste. At the rate request mapping slash home. But I'm taking return type as what? Void. Here, parameter is what, guys? What is the parameter? Okay. What is there? Map. String comma object map. Map string comma object map, guys. Convince it with me, guys. Come on, everyone. Okay. Public void show home map string comma shared memory comes. Array, why is there? But what happened? This will become. Yeah, now shared memory is coming through parameter, right? Yes. Add model attributes to shared memory. I can add model attributes like this or not. Map dot put. Again, map dot put. New data. Java.util.date. That's good. Super. Return type is void. Do I need to return anything separately, guys? Then what about logical view name? Request path. So it looks for home.jsp. Home.jsp is already available or not, guys? Right click. Tell me. Run on server. Tomcat. Say next. Save. Say next. Save. Finish. Data rendering basics, guys. Home. Entering. We are getting the story over there or not there. We are definitely getting the story over there or not there, guys. Okay, guys. Okay, boss. Next one. What happens if handler method returns what? Null. What happens if the handler method returns what? Null. Same thing. The string is the return type, returns null. What happened? Again what? The request path become. See, all these are known thing, but I'm confirming them, nothing else. We can analyze that. Return type is string, but we are returning what? Null. So what happens? It will take a request path as the logical view name. You want to experiment that? Okay. Let's see. Copy this, paste it. Here is the story. What is the return type, guys? String. What's the return type, guys? String. Return null. Map dot put sysdate new date of. Map dot put is new random dot next int of 100. Are you getting my point? Super, guys. Right click, run on server, say next. Directly refreshing page will work instead of running program again and again. Okay. It will work when you take external server, but to reload also it takes time, right? If it is embedded server, definitely you have to restart. In future, I will tell solution for that. As of now, I am running to get the clarity, everything happening freshly. Output is coming now, boss. So again, taking request path as the logical view name. Right. Right. Okay. Next one is a different concept, guys. That is handler method chaining. Too many inputs already I have given. Okay. Practice up to this. So though I said these many things, best signature is still only one. Public return type string, your choice method name, map and other parameters. That's it. That's the best. Remaining all are experiment sake. But I think shared memory concept you understood, na? Lots of people just says, take map as a parameter. No one understand what's happening internally. At least we have a clarity what's happening internally. That is a specialty of our learning. Okay, moreover, I said one thing. By seeing the parameter type, dispatcher servlet automatically create the shared memory. So, but that is not a new thing. By seeing parameter type request response, container is creating request and response object before calling service method. Okay, why not here? By seeing catch exception E, whenever exception is raised, JVM is creating exception object. Suppose if parameter is illegal argument exception, JVM is creating illegal argument exception object or not? Or by seeing ARGS in main method, by having command line argument, JVM is creating array or not, guys? So that's why JVMs creating certain objects that are required for the method signature satisfaction is not a new thing. Already we have seen, one more time we are doing. Only the thing is we need to be ready to accept. Okay, by seeing the parameter of handler method only, dispatchers are like creating what? Certain objects dynamically. Once that clarity is there, nothing will be there. Done, boss. 7 a.m. Yeah, 515. 5:30 p.m. here. Where is this? Spring Boot MVC. File upload.